A lot of people feel that, especially in the last decades, our whole culture has moved to a place of control, where what we seek is to control our reality and to be the authors of our reality. And while that is a huge step forward from being the victims of it, it still has a relationship to reality that is very limited. My name is Susan Arnold-Aldea. I grew up in Italy. My parents were married in Rome. And then I was born in the States, but they were back in Italy. So I started choosing math and physics in high school. And at the time in the French system, both math, especially math, was taught more like a theoretical science. I came to the States and I went to college. I had never finished high school. And I was flipping from one system to another. So I was very concerned about, was I going to be able to do calculus? And it didn't have the richness of the math that I studied in high school, but it was all very easy to me. And there was something about that world of math and physical chemistry where a handful of laws somehow gave all the tools to solve problems, to see solutions, to create things. And it either worked or it didn't work, you know? And the precision and beauty of that really struck me. I always loved it. My specialty in medicine was obstetrics and gynecology. And within obstetrics and gynecology, I did high-risk obstetrics. And so the first area of research that I did was studying what caused cerebral palsy, basically, and what was causing brain injury in fetuses. What was beautiful about medicine was being able to have a skill that could actually help somebody. A lot of what we did made no difference whatsoever, but the things that made a difference made it feel very beautiful. Some of the work I did in my lab, in the lab that I set up, was following cells in the central nervous system, but specifically in the hypothalamus, which is a very old part of the brain, and watching how cells organize themselves to become a very specific functional unit. And so the time spent in the microscope, watching, seeing, observing, was really beautiful. Like you always felt like you were an inch away from seeing something that would open a door to understanding something. And that feeling was what nourished me in the lab. I grew up in a house where there was a lot of help, but it was beautiful. It was beautifully kept. And I kind of wanted all that for my children. And the funny thing is that in the end, that mattered more to me than this career. I got more joy out of setting a nice table and having Christmas dinner ready than publishing a paper. But the most extraordinary thing is that I found it in the cushion, that meditating felt like it had the power of mathematics without all of the burdensome of equipment and laboratory experiments and stuff that made everything not work or work partially. Or there was a freedom in meditation of going wherever you wanted to go that wasn't dependent on the instruments of the trade. And so there is something about bringing our attention and interest in a step back from our reality that in and of itself gives tremendous freedom, appeases things that would feel like they could never be appeased.